Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera HBAR, so let's just dive in. And we're going to quickly go over the price chart. No, for those out there that don't like the price charts and stuff like that, just wait. We're just going to go over it real quick. We're going to give a quick insight on things happening around HBAR, just to kind of quickly sum this up. We are close. We are getting there. I do believe that this is going to be the area that will most likely hold on HBAR. This is about another additional 15.35% drop on HBAR. The reason why I say this is, well, one, when we look at the overall RSI here on the weekly, yes, it looks pretty rough on the weekly at least. But if we go to the lower time frames, like on the 3-day span, we are not yet there in terms of the majorly oversold levels that we have seen. One level that I'm looking at is about 24.62. It's an area that I feel comfortable with, and we might not even go all the way down there. We might go to about like 26.70, which we are at 27.98 right now. But I'm expecting at some point in time a significant drop on the RSI. Even retesting like the May of 2020 timeframe RSI would be incredible to see. This to me would put in the bottom on HBAR, where we could start to really kind of accumulate heavily and prepare for the next major evolution of the price action ahead. But I definitely have been looking at the price action on the lower time frames, like on the daily and things. I'm looking to see if we are going to get a little bit more oversold on the RSI. I always like when the RSI drops much lower than the safe zone, and the safe zone is really kind of outlined on the chart for you guys there. So we are dipping pretty low here. We're down to about like 27.83 on the 1-day span. The recent low from November was about 25.60. Right around the same range as the June low as well. And then we have that candle wick back here. This is on Binance, just like Binance, regular Binance. This was down here at around like roughly 20.37, which would be significantly oversold, and that is a pretty good alert to go, pretty heavy on some buys, which I will be 100% doing so and sharing with you guys over on Twitter and in the Discord. So we are watching this pretty closely. We are close. We are getting there. We are getting there. Now, with that in mind, why am I looking at HBAR so heavy right now? Why am I, focusing on the overall price action? Well, it's not only like even if we do bottom here, it's not only the price action after the fact, because trust me, the price action after the fact is going to look glorious. I mean, the 1618 up there, which is usually a stepping stone for most altcoins to outreach to, this would be about a 117x opportunity. And you might be thinking, Nick, are you crazy? There's no way that's going to that price. Well, let's actually look at a few things, right? So one, I want to let you guys understand that, when we focus on a lot of the articles that are written around HBAR or any other major token, they lose sight of what has been happening for like the last 2 years since Hedera really kind of, spotlighted what they were doing. And here we have from Barbarian, Hedera Fida as a chain with a community and promise for enterprise adoption. When we look at what Cointelegraph is saying here, they're not really understanding how far into the game Hedera is. When we come back down here, they're talking about Ethereum, Polygon, they're talking about all these other tokens. And let me find Hedera because I know that it was here. So here we have it. So they're talking about EVM chains and how they have seen a dip recently. And then they also say some other promises or chains with promise with communities are Avalanche and Hedera for enterprise adoption, while Solana still adopt at scale despite the FTX FUD, and Flow position themselves as the consumer chains. So when we look at Hedera, there's still not a lot of evidence that these large media companies within crypto, like Cointelegraph for an example, there's still a large amount of it's just comical that they don't understand the power and the potential behind Hedera still. They're still in my opinion, underinformed on what Hedera is really doing and what they have done in the last 2 years. When we go over here to the coin market cap, a big thing that tells me that we are early in the space is where you see Dogecoin still holding about $9 billion worth of market cap, and Shiba Inu holding about almost $4.4 billion of market cap, and you still have Solana trailing above HBAR. And also, HBAR, by the way, this is actually pretty crazy. We broke down below $1 billion in market cap just recently. And yeah, if we're going over the fully diluted, we're still at around $2 billion. But think about how crazy that is. A 10x from here. A 10x from here on the market cap range would put us at about $9.5 billion. So if you think about that, 100x from here would put us right at around roughly almost $100 billion market cap. It's crazy how early we are, and it's crazy how oversold Hedera has become. I mean, if you've been looking at the chart, you're probably kind of disgusted, but if you have been around crypto for a while, you're probably cheering on this price action. I mean, we're at lows that we have not seen since going all the way back to like December of 2020. Like, this is Christmas for all of us out there that are looking at HBAR and understand HBAR. And I am looking at roughly like the 3-cent range. So, 3 cents is fine to me. I still have a lot of those tokens that I bought at 3 cents. I did not sell much of my HBAR at all during the last cycle. So yeah, I'm underwater on a lot of those buys, but the 3-cent buys that I was buying in, and even around like January, I'm still heavy in those positions. And I still continue to look at HBAR on a day-to-day basis. I'm just like, I'm surprised and shocked that we are this low, because there's so much happening. Like, nobody's paying attention to the big things around HBAR and around Hedera. They're only focused on one stat, and that's this: the price per HBAR. I want you guys to realize, very similar to XRP, and I've said this many times on this channel, 1 HBAR equals 1 HBAR. It does not matter on the dollar figure amount. I know that we're all here to make money, but long term, when we focus on the bigger picture here, in my opinion, HBAR and tokens very similar to HBAR, like utility grade tokens, they are going to be the future of this space, and they're going to be the future of many industries and markets out there. And it's only a matter of time until these tokens are really shocking the system and really becoming a key player around crypto. And yeah, I do believe that HBAR is a future top 10 token. Why do I believe that? Well, when we look at what MTech is doing with Hedera, like, they are building out the central bank blockchain infrastructure. Like, they are literally building out the trust layer for central bank digital currencies. And they are working with banks already. We have here from MTech, they launched on the 29th in partnership with the Bank of Ghana. We went live in August with our regulatory platform to drive innovation and risk monitoring. And this is all built out on Hedera. This is insane. And there's over 45 plus fintechs that are utilizing the MTech app. Bringing a central bank live on a two-sided SaaS platform was a tall task. A world's first, literally. Yet we did it. 45 plus fintechs are on the MTech app and can submit a sandbox application and use a single API for risk monitoring and standard data reporting. Like, this is a huge innovation. Like, I don't understand how people can't see how valuable Hedera will be in the long term. And it might not even be that long. Like, a lot of people always ask me, like, Nick, you say long term. Like, does that mean that I have to wait until, 3, 4, 5 years down the road? No, it's not going to take that long. In my opinion, we could see markets bottom out this, in the next couple months. We could see markets bottom out, before the end of the year. And in my opinion, I do think that the bottom will happen in January. I've said this many times. Like, this time frame is perfect for market bottoms. We're right around the 500-day time frame, very similar to previous cycles and patterns. We're right there. We are so close. And the craziest thing about like Hedera as well is that, like, yeah, sure. Do I play into like the influencer game? Yeah, you could call me an influencer. I don't care to be called an influencer, but you don't need to listen to influencers. Look at legitimate companies like LG that can't stop talking about Hedera. We do see here from LG Art Lab, as the markets continue to work out the inner details of FTX's collapse, HBAR has had volatile movements as projects continue to build on top of Hedera. In a recent interview with the HBAR Foundation's chief legal officer, he had stated that Hedera has already issued grants to more than 150 projects that are currently building on Hedera Layer 1 hashgraphs. Regardless of external conditions, companies will continue to adopt and leverage this nascent technology and industry. Hedera continues to show promise as an industry-leading hashgraph solution. And I also want you guys to understand that as we do look at this entire industry, we are still very well in the infancy stage of where this technology is headed. So if you are consumed by the recent price action, and if you are consumed with the performance of HBAR in the last 2 years, I do have to tell you guys that guess what? This market, it might just not be for you. You gotta withstand the max pain so that you can withstand the max euphoria stages. I'm telling you right now that these tokens like HBAR, at the current moment in time. So let me actually go over here real quick. I just want to share with you guys real quick something. So we've been looking at a very similar chart for a while. And you guys probably are already aware of this. Was it Binance? Yeah, it was Binance. So here we have ADA. Okay, I know that we talk about ADA quite a bit on this channel here and there. We kind of utilize it as more of as an example to kind of show you guys just how crazy some of these altcoins actually are. So just to give you guys a quick insight, we have seen on HBAR so far from this topping point down here to the recent price action and current price action, about a 94% drop. Here's a 98.75% drop. And I just want you guys to understand, like, can you stomach a 98.75% drop? Here's a 98.75% drop. This would be the lowest price that HBAR would be trading at in the history of HBAR. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying if this did happen, because this was a black swan event. Like this COVID time frame, this was a black swan event. Nobody could have predicted that. But I'm just saying, like, if we did see a 98.75% drop on HBAR, look at where the next levels would be if we did start to pump out of that. I mean, the 618 would be over this. I mean, like, this is insane. Like, this is over a 1000x return, a 1231x return, 123,000% run up. Now, I'm not saying that this is 100% going to happen or anything like that. I'm just like giving you guys a quick insight on how things can change. And I would be more so lenient on this, and I would say, like, you know, maybe a 500x to about like $3.70 would be more logical. And it doesn't even need to go that high. I mean, like, even to $2, you're looking at a 260 plus x. But the reason why I bring this up is that, like, yeah, you know, to me personally, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't see us dropping this low at all. Is it possible? Sure, it technically is, but I'm not looking at it going that low. If anything, I'm looking at it going this low, down to, at our current level, this would be the 702. I do think that the 702 is a perfect area for us to pull back to. There's a ton of demand there as well. And when we really kind of look at the overall price chart for this, like I said, we would be looking at that $3.61 area. This would be about 111x opportunity. Just to give you guys an insight on 88 did a 180x move. This is why we welcome those lower prices, because those lower prices mean, guess what? More ROI. We get to see a lot more gains. And yeah, HBAR could technically all the way come down to like 2 cents as well. 2 cents is a possibility. And even if we do see 2 cents, I mean, like, again, you're looking at almost a very similar run up to ADA. In my opinion, HBAR is far more superior than ADA in terms of fundamentals and in terms of growth. And when we look at a lot of these charts, I mean, like, it really is something special to watch for. I mean, if we're really kind of going off a lot of these price actions, like, you know, ADA is not in the same exact category as HBAR in terms of price action that we've seen in the past. Like, for an example, like the 1618 would have been like $21 for an example on ADA. But if we go and actually look at the fib levels based off of non-log scale, we could see that we actually outreach perfectly to the 2.272. Now you might be questioning, like, okay, well, what would that price be if we reached out to that? The 2.272 on HBAR right now would be about $1.30. And even if we did only go to, we'll say $1.30, okay, next run up, this would be about a 40x. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I think that we will go much higher, because you got to understand that ADA also did a much higher return in the 2017-2018 bull run. It also had a massive drop on it during that time as well because of COVID. So when we really kind of look at this, like, it's questionable on how high HBAR could actually go. I'm always looking at that $3 to $6 range. You guys know me. I've always been targeting the $3 to $6 range. The 4618 up here at about like $2.63 as well would be a perfect area. It's slightly under the $3 range, so it's not a perfect 100x, but it would be about an 81x opportunity. And right now, as I have been averaging in, I'm telling you right now, if I hit an 80x on HBAR, I would have changed my entire financial life. I would have enough money to do what I want to do with it, to create passive income opportunities around a few industries that would be perfect for me. And yes, I will still have a large amount of HBAR left over for the inevitable future, because I do think that HBAR long term is going to continue to create value, continue to build, and continue to innovate beyond the means of other major layer 1 networks. And I do think that Hedera is best suited for a lot of what they are going after, especially the, you know, enterprise grade zone. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.